the most powerful sport on earth, the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Power Tracks here on ESPN. I'm Butch Krieger along with Army Armstrong. We're coming to you today from the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia for the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge.
Well, Butch, currently the doors are open. The crowd has an opportunity to go down now to actually visit, get up close and personal with some of these drivers that are chasing the national championship points, to see their truck, have pictures taken. This is the highlight part of the program. We invite people all over the country to come and visit with the drivers. Speaking of drivers, this is an interesting story to tell about this truck right here, Butch Krieger.
That's right, Army Armstrong. Last week at Flint, Michigan, the Equalizer took a tumble right over on its top as part of the front suspension broke in the machine. Army had a chance to talk a little bit earlier today to the truck's owner and builder, Gary Cook.
Well, Gary, explain the flip that took place to us last week in Flint, Michigan.
Okay, the front axle, when he landed on the cars the last time, the front axle completely snapped in two, the drive axle and the housing.
You flipped the truck twice this year. The left front seemed to be the weak point in both flips. Is it the same thing that happened in Richmond?
Right, our axle is really not stout enough for what we're doing. This TNT Renegade circuit has really been rough on the equipment. And our last of the season, the equipment's really getting fatigued. So to get it back together, we had to order an axle out of Houston, Texas. We didn't have any more spare parts. And the housing, we've welded it up and did a lot more bracing and strapping under it to get it to last out these last 2-point races.
Thanks, Army. About to get underway at the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia with the TNT Monster Truck Challenge. In addition to the Equalizer, we've got the guys chasing that truck, Gary Porter and Carolina Crusher, as well as the Gravedigger, USA #1, and King Krunch. It's all coming your way in just a moment on Power Tracks. I'm Butch Krieger along with Army Armstrong as we bring to you the competition today in the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge. First round action coming up, Army Armstrong.
Well, the qualifying sessions are over. The first round action is going to be coming your way. Go-Go, the gorilla, the official mascot of TNT, brings in the lineup. This is what we're going to be seeing. Quick qualifier, the Gravedigger, Dennis Anderson, goes against the Mopar Magic Dodge.
Then it'll be Scott Stevens out of Woodlands, Texas, and King Krunch up against Dave Wiezorek's Nightlight.
The Stomper Chevrolet, Starvin Marvin Smith goes up against strong up-and-comer, the Buffalo Tremor, Johnny K.
Then Ronnie Litzau and USA #1 up against John Moore and No Problem.
Lastly, first Ford battle there. Speaking of Chevrolet, look who's coming out. The Carolina Crusher goes against hometown boy, the Clydesdale in the next round.
Then it'll be the young sensation Mike Wine driving the Ford out of New Jersey up against Kid Rarig and Thunder Chicken.
Equalizer, your current national point leader in his rookie year, goes against Wild Hair. John Breen, the Wild Hair driver, would love nothing more than the upset. Speaking of upsets, Gary Wiggins comes out first, and he has upset on his mind.
That's exactly right. He wants to get a hold of that Chevrolet over there in lane #1, the Gravedigger of Dennis Anderson out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Dennis already sitting ready to go in lane #1 for first round competition as we get ready to let Gary get back and get ready to go.
During the qualifying session earlier this evening, Anderson flexed his muscle and showed us he could run with anybody. He drew the Breen boys in a qualifying session. Looked awfully good. He did not break. But keep that in mind. That could pay dividends later on. Now we come back to the current time, and we get ready to go first round racing in the Omni.
You better be, Armstrong. We're glad to see that the Gravedigger held together and everything seems to be okay. As we see Wiggins, a little bit of liquid coming out to rear into the Mopar Magic machine right there.
Okay, the radiator is located in the bed of the truck. I'm sure he's not aware of it. It doesn't look like a major problem. As a matter of fact, it stopped. Maybe it was just a little bit of overflow. Mopar Magic for the Dodge Camp going against the crowd favorite, Gravedigger. Look at this, Butch Krieger.
And Wiggins, a surprise upset, Army Armstrong.
A major upset. It looked like we talked about making the first round for the Gravedigger. He actually did break in qualifying. It was only in two-wheel drive. Dennis Anderson upset by Wiggins.
So Anderson obviously disappointed. Let's go down to Army with an interview with Dennis Anderson at this time.
Dennis Anderson, it looked like front-wheel drive only to me.
Yeah, it was. We busted a axle shaft in qualifying, and I didn't know it until we come back in to line up. And, you know, and it just doesn't do much in front-wheel drive, spin out on a dirt hill.
When you came in a building, you were starting, stopping. That give you some indication you were having problems?
Yeah, well, that's what I was doing. I was watching the front wheels and touched the throttle a little bit, and the front wheels would spin, and the rear wheels didn't spin, so I knew I had a problem right then.
back on the starting line. Next pairing in first round competition, here's Starvin Marvin Smith in the Stomper Chevrolet machine. He'll be coming up against Johnny K out of Lackawanna, New York, driving the Buffalo Tremor.
Johnny K has a win under his belt this year in his rookie year. He's going up against one of the old pros, Marvin Smith. Smith on the far side away from the camera. Johnny K nearest to the camera. Ventura going against New York, keeping on the top. He's trying to come back on the other end. No! Boy, this kid out of New York is playing hardball with these guys.
Boy, Marvin Smith took a rough bounce at the end, but Johnny K, he takes the win here in first round competition. So congratulations to John Kwasniewski. As we look at the replay here, you can see of them leave the starting line almost exactly the same time. Johnny K with just a little bit more power, he takes the lead.
Yeah, but there's a problem at the end of the run. I'm trying to watch the replay. You can't really see it. There were some braking problems with the Stomper. I don't believe that affect the outcome, but something did break on the truck. Now, speaking of trucks, speaking of stuff breaking, man, you can't say anything more than what you're looking at. Look at the battle scars of the USA 1 Chevrolet, and this is what caused the problem. One of 7 flips in 1989, Butch.
One of the most violent crashes we have seen on the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge. Rod Litzau and USA number 1. The truck battered, but Ronnie walks away from it. Back on the starting line, here we go. That same truck, USA number 1. He comes up against John Moore out of Lafayette, Tennessee.
John Moore, one of the 4 drivers on the tour, doing an awfully good job. Comes out this year. He's up in the points. He would love to put the USA 1 truck away. Now, remember, Litzau with USA 1 is currently still in the thick of this point chase, so the pressure's on him. Look at this. That guy has not lost a thing. Has been on his head 7 times and comes right back. Kind of like riding a bicycle, Butch.
He has no problem. Rod seems to be happy with that run as he gets ready to get out of USA number 1 and accepts the crowd's appreciation. Army had a chance to talk with Rod.
Rod Litzau, any discomfort in driving a truck?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm getting sore. It's hard on my wrist. The balancing now, when I try to shift it, it's getting a little hard on my wrist, but I'm going to play it through. I'll be able to go through tonight.
What do you say? Can you win this thing in Atlanta? You know, you just kind of came in here feeling your way out, but you're looking good now.
Well, I always want to say I'm going to win, but, you know, I can't tell out here. This track is... You just got to play the track right.
Thanks, Army. So USA number 1 is back in the hunt despite that terrible wreck 2 weeks ago.
Butch, you notice the time on that run, 5 39/100ths of a second.
When we come back, the Equalizer and the Carolina Crusher continue to battle for World Championship points on the TNT Monster Truck Challenge. More action is coming your way from Atlanta, Georgia. With Army Armstrong, first round action and continuing here as we see Gary Porter and the Carolina Crusher coming to the starting line up against Mr. Bennett Clark and the Georgia-based Chevrolet machine known as Clydesdale.
Gary Porter currently number 2 in the national points chase. Kind of a unique situation with Bennett Clark. This event is sponsored by his sponsor, the people that make the horsepower for the Clydesdale. And also, Bennett shared some very interesting news with us earlier this afternoon, Butch.
Bennett, I understand sometime soon in one of these monster truck races, we're going to hear the strains of Here Comes the Bride.
Yes, I believe around January we're going to have this thing at one of these monster truck races. Jennifer right here, she's a lucky one.
You're going to get married?
Yes, we're going to get married. It'll be sometime in January, right at the 1st of January, somewhere along in there. And I'll have me a new partner to ride with me down the road.
But you're going to get married on television at a monster truck race?
Right, it'll be a race. We don't really have enough time to do it have a regular church wedding. So we just have to take a little bit of time just before the race, get married, and get back to racing.
What about that, Jennifer?
Oh, I just can't wait. It's going to be wonderful.
You want to get married on TV at a monster truck race?
Yeah. That's where we're going to live anyway, is that monster truck racing.
Do you know what you're getting into marrying this guy, a monster truck driver?
Yes, I do. Can't wait.
All right, back on the starting line. She seems awful excited, doesn't she, Army Armstrong? Here you go. Paris Chevrolet's ready. Take it away, Army.
We need to do that interview again in 1 year and see how excited she is. Let's find out. That's being on the road, not all it's cracked up to be. Let's see what's going to happen. Clydesdale comes out. Porter. Woo! Gary Porter looking strong in that left lane and puts hometown favorite Bennett Clark on the trailer in the first round, Butch.
A disappointing run in front of the hometown crowd here in Atlanta, Georgia for Bennett Clark. But Gary Porter's got to be a happy man as he continues to dominate second place here on the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge.
Last week's winner, Gary Porter, doing exactly what you have to do to stay in contention for the national points chase. Give me a summation of this track here.
It's pretty rough. We having to come off that hill of dirt, and if we come off of it too fast, it's going to cause the trucks, the rear end, to bounce up on us. So we're having to sort of ease over the hill and then just bounce it to the floor to hit the set of cars.
Looks to me like you're actually throttling, almost going dead throttle, and then going back into it.
That's what we're doing. We're trying to get up a little speed coming up on top of the hill, but not get too much so the truck won't bounce when we go over the hill and then put it to the floor.
So our next pairing come up, and here comes a new sensation on the tour, Mike Wine, the Jersey Outlaw out of Pensacola, New Jersey.
He goes up against none other than the original Thunder Chicken. Now, what they were talking about on this hill, you see where the flagman's standing or the starter's standing? It's flat right there. You go up, then it levels out, and it goes back down. It's not a rounded top, so it is a driver's hill.
They're even when they leave the starting line. This is anybody's race, Armstrong.
Butch, I tell you, I don't know how to call that one. They're going to have to go back to a replay. That was awfully close. Outlaw had a good lead in the right lane, but the Thunder Chicken came back on the other end.
I don't know. It's anybody's race. Let's go down and see what Mike Wine thought about the race with Thunder Chicken.
Well, Mike, Thunder Chicken got you on that one. Boy, you took a wild ride right at the end.
Yeah, I got on it too hard on that hill, and it nose dove on me real bad. I got out of it pretty good, so.
What's the ride feel like out there?
Oh, it's real rough. It's like going up a roller coaster and dropping off the other end with no tracks.
So as you can see on the replay, just barely Thunder Chicken taking the win right there, Armstrong.
Well, you got to remember where they measure from, that being the furthest most point of a truck, in this case being the front of the front tire. Speaking of front of the front tire, the Equalizers put his front tires over that finish line so many times, more than anybody else in 1989.
Your current point leader on the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge, David Morris out of Springfield, Tennessee. He comes up against one of the Breen boys, Toys Racing Machine, Bobby Breen and Wild Hair.
Bob Breen, a very interesting individual. We kind of teased him. Now, Bob Breen came to this sport. He used to ride an old Harley motorcycle, so he's used to an old rough ride. He kind of likes the monster trucks. But the other side of the story, the Equalizer, the kid, the sensation out of Tennessee, the kid that may be king. We're going to have to wait and see. Right now, he's looking strong.
So, David Morris and the Equalizer, he will advance to the next round, the quarterfinal round here in the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge. You know, in these sub-6-second runs, a lot of heat's built up in these engines. Army had a chance to talk to David Morris after this win.
Dave, it seems like a real tricky track out there this afternoon.
Yeah, I ain't got the dirt hill figured out yet. I'm either coming over too hard or too slow. You got to catch it just right so you can be good and smooth so you can hit the set of cars and go.
I'll tell you what, I bet David Morris will have it figured out before the final round here this afternoon.
You know, put something, he mentioned the word smooth. With these 12 and 13,000 pound monster truck, you still had to have a lot of finesse if you're going to be tough and go to the winner's column. Speaking of finesse, this kid has figured it out in a hurry in 1989.
It's Scott Stevens and the Woodlands, Texas-based GMC machine known as King Krunch.
And he'll be going up against Dave Wieczorek out of Nebraska. Wieczorek probably one of the most underrated drivers on the tour. He'll run Chevrolet. Stevens will be driving for the GMC product.
Back on the starting line, we're ready to go as both of them watch for the green light. They're out of there and on their way.
Tour wheelbase, night light, lead first. We're looking at Stevens come back on the end. Stevens and Texas takes the win.
He takes the win on the big end with King Krunch. So, the state-of-art GMC will advance to quarterfinal round action. We'll be right back with the quarterfinal round of the TNT Monster Truck Challenge from the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia. Stay tuned. Quarterfinal round action coming up. And looky here, Armstrong right back in the competition is King Krunch.
They'll be working that lead. And if anybody's got the track figured out, it's Scott Stevens with the left lane King Krunch GMC. He runs the onboard computer made by the Autometer people, and he said this is giving him all the right stuff. Let's look at here. This Texan is making it look easy in Atlanta, isn't he, Butch?
He sure is. He took a little tough bounce there at the end, but everything seems to be okay with King Krunch. Gary Wiggins goes to the trailer here with his machine. And Army's down talking to Scott Stevens about that run.
Scott Stevens may have an opportunity to do something he's wanted to all day long. It looks like you've got a real good chance to get USA 1 in that next round.
Yeah, the truck's working good. We're going to step it up each round like we said earlier. And, you know, we're going right where we wanted to be right now.
Looks like you're using the old punch, roll, and punch.
Yeah, you know, I don't think coming off that hill real hard is going to help you a bit.
How about USA 1? You've been saying you wanted to get a hold of him.
Yeah, you know, we've only raced once this year, really, side by side, and he beat me. I beat him. You know, he never made the finals in Nashville to race it. You know, we're ready for him tonight.
See you in the next round.
All right, thank you, Army.
And the next pairing in the quarterfinal round action here at the Omni, it will be Johnny K, John Kwasniewski, up against Ronnie Litzau and USA #1.
Well, we just talked to Scott Stevens about woulda, coulda, shoulda. Let's see if USA won't go in that next round. And Litzau looks like magic. Wow, it's amazing how smooth both of those drivers are working on that hill.
Did you see how USA 1 flew, Army? Just perfectly right over the cars, made a great run.
There's a real strong chance that a rivalry could be settled here in a few minutes. You and King Krunch, he's been wanting you all year long.
Yeah, but he's going to have to prove it out here.
Can you handle him?
I don't know. The track's feeling pretty good right now. I'm a little sore, but, you know, I think the name of the game on this track is you got to play it calm and cool. And if you do that, if you get anxious, you're going to override this track. And I'm just playing it calm and cool.
Back on the starting line. Here's the next pair, and it is Gary Porter, the Carolina Crusher, up against loser, the Jersey Outlaw, and Mike Wine.
Mike Wine, he believes in the Ford product. There's a lot of Atlanta Ford people. They're going to be pulling for him. Porter, #2 in the national point chase. The pressure's on the yellow Chevrolet, and a white Ford might just put him away. Oh, big in charge, puts the Chevrolet into the next round, and it keeps getting closer and closer, Butch.
Carolina Crusher was almost in trouble. I thought he was going to lose it. Here's Army with Gary Porter.
Well, Gary Porter, congratulations. You're moving one more round.
It was. I just about lost it to Jersey Outlaw that time. Before I was talking about easing over the hill, and I just about eased over, you know, a little bit too much, and I just about cost me the race.
Equalizer, strong possibility, you and him in the next round, and it's a must-win for you.
He is. I think it'll be me and Equalizer, and if it is, I'll guarantee I won't be easing over the hill that run.
And speaking of the Equalizer, look on the starting line, Army Armstrong, here he comes.
Butch, it's almost like a dream Final Four. If the Equalizer wins, he'll go against the Carolina Crusher. And Scott Stevens says he is going against USA 1. Will the Dream 4 come out? We're going to find out in just a minute. Look at this. Woo! Equalizer playing big-time monster truck racing. He's going to be there. Crusher, Equalizer, USA 1, and King Krunch. There were only 4, and that's who they were, Butch.
Here's Army with Dave.
Well, we're not pulling any bones about it. Gary Porter says he's going to hammer you to the wall. Whatever it takes, he's going to put you away today.
I'm really not worried about Porter today. I'm trying to hang on to the end of the season. I think I've got enough lead on him that I can finish. I want to finish ahead of him bad, but if I can't, I'm going to save the truck for the very last of these races. So I need to finish these races.
Thanks, Army. That completes the quarterfinals of the TNT Monster Truck Challenge. When we return, it's semi-final round action, and then the championship from the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia. Don't go away.
Our track, the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge, is brought to you by TNT Motorsports, the nation's leader in pulling and monster truck racing.
Welcome back to the fabulous Omni in Atlanta, Georgia for the TNT Monster Truck Challenge, the professional league of monster truck racing. There you see Ron Litzau and USA #1, the defending world champion. But this year it looks like as if either the Equalizer or the Carolina Crusher will knock USA 1 from the top. Here's Army Armstrong to set up today's semifinal round of racing.
The people in Atlanta, they're down to the Final Four, and listen to the lineup. King Krunch going against USA 1. GMC out of Texas going against USA 1 Chevrolet. Krunch says he's going to beat the Chevrolet. Litzau said, I'm not having anything to do with it. He's got to fight past me. The winner of that one's going to come out and go against the winner of Carolina Crusher, #2 in the national points chase, and the Equalizer. The difference here, Crusher's going to have his own kill, and the he said, I'm just trying to live through the Atlanta show.
We're ready for that semifinal action. Will it be Stevens or Litzau as they stage into the starting line? And they're out of there and on their way. Look at the air, Army, look at the air. And your winner is King Krunch.
Scott Stevens does something he's wanted to do all year long. He beat USA 1. He beat the national champion.
You better believe it. So, Stevens will advance. Let's go down to Army Armstrong with both drivers.
Ron Litzau, he said he was going to get you, and he's been gunning for you all year long.
Yeah, you know, that one there, all I did is I was looking at the ceiling, and I had to back off it, and sometimes you get a bad bounce to come off that hill a little too strong. I got a bad bounce, she stood up. He did a good race.
Scott Stevens out of Woodland, Texas. Now, all year long, there's been a lot of controversy. Chevrolet GMC, who's the best? USA 1 says, we qualify quick, we're the best truck. Scott Stevens says, I have nothing to do with it. My GMC can run with any Chevrolet. I proved your point.
Yeah, Army, we've been working at it all year, and we've really found a combination now. We changed the gears a few times tonight, but I think we're heading in the right direction on this little indoor track.
How's it feel to beat USA 1?
That felt good. We ran really competitive with him all year. We just had a lot of trouble, and Rod's had trouble too. Everybody's had trouble to keep their trucks going, but we knew if we could keep it together, we could run with everybody, and that's what we're hoping for tonight here in Atlanta.
Back on the starting line, the other semifinal round pairing, and look what we got, Army Armstrong. It'll be Carolina Crusher against the Equalizer.
It is amazing how the cream all that comes to the top. Number 1 and number 2 in the national points chase, sitting side by side. The winner's going to go against the Texas GMC. Both of these trucks are powered by Chevrolet. Who's going to go against Stevens?
Listen to the engine roar. Who's going to be? It's anybody's race.
Gary Porter, all right, pulls in a win with the Carolina Crusher. So it'll be the Carolina Crusher against the Texas Bay Krunch.
Here's Gary Porter.
Well, it's final time again. I think the old song goes, and you got a chance to keep the flag.
Thank you, Army. Equalizer, he gave me a run for my money that time. I'd give it everything I had, and I'm going for the point win.
You and Stevens in the final. Texas against North Carolina. GMC against Chevrolet. Can you handle him?
I think so. From my past outdoor races, I think I can. Indoors, I don't really know how to estimate them, but I think I can take the win.
Well, outside the Omni here in Atlanta, we see a lot of work going on. The King Krunch machine to get ready for the final round action. But look here. Carolina Crusher is already on the starting line.
Okay, now what he's doing, he is using the rules to his advantage. Al Goss, the starter, immediately started a clock. He's got a 5-minute clock. Stevens, you can notice he's watching. Stevens has 5 minutes from the time his competitor goes into the lane. He's outside the building. It's raining feverishly. It's raining hard, excuse me. He and his crew are working feverishly trying to get the truck to the lane. Is he 5-minute limit? This is where the drama comes in. And Butch, here he comes. The GMC is going to make it against the Chevrolet.
So the repairs have been made on Scott Stevens' machine. He may have gone and changed gearing. We don't know what he was doing outside, but just trying to get ready to take the win here against the Carolina Crusher tonight here in the Omni.
Now, Butch, one of the reasons qualifying is so important is that it gives you lane choice. Scott Stevens, for the first time in Atlanta, is coming off of the right lane, not the left lane.
Both trucks on the converter's hard. They're out there. Look at the winner. There he is.
Oh, Texas takes the win. Scott Stevens said it could be done, and he proved it in hot Atlanta.
He's so happy. Look at him get out of that truck. I thought he was going on his nose, Army, but he didn't. His truck landed okay. Gary Porter can't be too disappointed with that run. A great win, though, for Scott Stevens here at Atlanta. Let's go down to the floor with Army Armstrong, Scott Stevens, and Colt and Gary Porter.
Scott Stevens takes the big win in Atlanta. Looks like Fan was the first one down to congratulate you.
Yeah, he was out in the pits trying to help us a minute ago.
Well, you get the silver flag. We'll be watching next week. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Army.
Well, Gary Porter, everybody's playing hardball against you out there. Nothing to be ashamed of, though, really.
It's not. I would like to have won, but I didn't. King Krunch had a real good run, but I did what I wanted to do mainly, and that was put